Today we're going to listen to the testimony of an unloved child. And it's pretty heartbreaking. And trigger warning, it's the kind of thing that can make you pretty mad. Ask me how I know. Hi, Tony DeWitt here. I'm a Missouri appellate attorney, retired, and I bring you a fresh perspective on the law without offering any legal advice. So pull up a chair. This is what we're discussing today. I intend to break this down. I took some time processing this, thinking about it, because I didn't want to react emotionally to this, although it's very hard not to. I have loved all of my children, and I would never have harmed them, and I would certainly never have laid hands on them in a way that would have made them fear for their life. As a result of that, I find the behavior just completely unbelievable almost, although clearly I believe her testimony here. There are a couple of things that I'm going to want you to note. The first thing I want you to note is what her voice sounds like and the tenor of her answers.
When you were going to Timberline High School, was that in person?
Yes.
When did you move from in person to online?
I believe in the beginning of October.
Was that your choice to move online?
No,
Whose choice was that?
my parents.
Do you hear how soft spoken she is? She is soft spoken for a reason that has been drilled into her, either by her parents, most likely her mother, or by her older sister, who may have the job of being the enforcer in the family. I don't know. But either way, she is not encouraged to have opinions. She's probably not even allowed to have opinions. If she does have opinions, she's certainly not encouraged to share them, and in fact, may be actively and sometimes physically discouraged from sharing them. And as a result, she has developed this method of speaking that is very quiet and very non assertive. Your typical high school student in the United States, particularly females, tend to be much more assertive than this. If you were to go to any high school in your town or city and pull a couple of students out and just ask them a series of questions, maybe about what they know about the Constitution or what they know about the Declaration of Independence, you'd probably get straightforward answers, and you wouldn't get them talking like this, because that's not how American teenagers talk. She's been around American teenagers. She knows how they talk. She knows how they relate. She's under a great deal of stress here, and she's reverting to what she knows. And what she knows, she has learned out of fear of punishment. That's my opinion. You may form a different opinion. Let me know if you do. Now let's move to the substance of some of her testimony.
Okay. Fatima, how tall are you?
I am 5'1",
Okay. And do you know how much you weigh?
101, I think.
A little over 100 pounds?
Yeah.
Children tend to demean. Her dad is quite tall. Her mom is not quite so tall. She comes in at 5 foot 1 inches and 101 pounds. When you put up a 101-pound child against probably a 200-pound man, there is a pretty big size and strength and weight advantage to the male, and he clearly has the better of her. It was very smart of the prosecutor to get that evidence in, because it shows that huge disparity in terms of the ability to apply force. Now we go to the previous trip to Iraq and what she knows and believes about that.
And Fatima, you indicated that you were born in Iraq. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been back to visit?
Yes.
And where to?
Iraq and Najaf.
You said in Najaf?
Najaf.
How many times have you been back?
Once.
Okay. When in relation to your senior year of high school did you go back to visit Iraq?
My sophomore year.
Okay. During the year or during the summer?
During the year.
Okay. So you would have been Um, if my math is right, about 16, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is that where your family or extended family, or any extended family, is located?
Yes.
Okay. Did you like visiting Iraq?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Is there anything about Iraq that you, without explaining it, is there anything about Iraq that you didn't like?
Just felt unsafe.
Okay.
So we know she was afraid she wasn't going to be able to return to the United States, and we find out why that is in this next clip.
Okay. What kind of information did they give you about the trip?
To pack a lot of clothes.
Okay. How long were you going for?
More than at least 2 months.
Okay. So a couple of months.
Yes.
Did you have a round trip ticket or a one-way ticket?
One-way ticket.
She only had a one-way ticket. Well, no wonder she was afraid that she was going to be left over there. Why would you buy a round trip ticket if you were going to leave your daughter in a foreign country? That doesn't make any sense. And so you can understand why the child was obviously afraid of having to go over to a country like Iraq, which does not do a good job of protecting women's rights, and where she had prior experiences that made her feel unsafe, which the jury doesn't get to hear about, which I think is absolutely wrong. But at the very least, the jury now knows that they weren't planning on bringing her back. Gee, I wonder why they might do that. Hard to say, isn't it? But again, the jury is being told a story, they're not being told the story.
Did you have any concerns about returning back to Iraq?
Yes.
And based on your prior experiences in Iraq, um, did you have concerns about being safe upon your return?
Yes.
Did you have any concerns about your return to the United States afterwards?
Yes.
And what concern did you have about returning to the U.S. afterwards?
Not returning at all.
Did you explain to your parents that you didn't want to go back?
No.
And why not?
Because no matter what I say, it doesn't really change.
Okay. How would you describe your communication style with your parents and theirs with you?
Not good.
And when you say not good, do you have an open communication back and forth? Can you talk to your parents about those types of things?
No.
And later, she says basically that her parents wouldn't listen to her and they weren't open to that. They didn't have open communication. It was their way or the highway, apparently. And she didn't feel safe broaching this subject with her own parents. It's kind of a mixed up family, if you ask me. But things continue to come in that make the parents look really bad.
Where did you go when school let out? When all the bells ring, I'm assuming there's bells. When the bells ring and everyone's in the mass exodus, where do you go?
I went to the bus stop.
Now we're approaching the violent incident that occurred at the bus stop, and you can almost hear the fear creeping into her voice here. She's going to have to relive this, and although she's probably rehearsed this testimony several times with the prosecutor, that doesn't make it any easier. And in some ways, it makes it harder. So it's really one of those things where, especially since the judge has muzzled her so much, she has to be really careful about what she says and what she remembers. So there's that. And this is what this next sequence is, the sequence of events where she is going through and going to the bus stop. And I'm going to stop it right before it gets too intense here, and we'll talk about that.
Okay. Did you see Isaiah at any point during the day?
Yes.
Where did you see Isaiah?
I saw him coming out from the front of the door, and then I was waiting on him.
Okay. And when you say the doors, which doors to the building?
The front
Front doors?
doors.
Okay, so were you with Miss Robinson then at the time that you met up with Isaiah?
Yes.
Okay. And you said she started walking you to the bus stop. Did she go all the way to the bus stop with you?
No.
Where did she leave you at?
Right in the front of the doors.
Okay. And did anyone walk with you to the bus stop then?
Yes.
Who did? And why were you going to the bus stop?
So I can get to the place where I can stay at.
Okay. Is this a nonprofit location?
Yes.
Okay. Had you told your parents during this where you were going?
Not at that moment.
So as you're walking to the bus stop, what's happening next?
I saw my dad's truck
And when you say you saw your dad's truck, where? Where did you see that?
in the parking lot.
Was it parked? Was it driving? What was it doing?
It was just parked
Okay. And where in relation to you was the truck?
next to the bus stop.
Okay. What kind of truck does your dad have?
Gray Ram truck.
Do you recall what you were wearing underneath your dark hoodie, your black hoodie or dark hoodie, and those black pants at the time?
Yes.
What was that?
Pink shirt.
While you're standing there, your dad walks up. How does that conversation start?
With my name.
Okay. Is it initially calm? Is it initially not calm? Is it initially quiet, loud? What does the initial start of that conversation look like between the two of you?
Calm.
Calm. What about volume? Loud, soft, something else?
Soft.
Does that the tenor of that conversation change? Does the volume and interaction between the two of you change as that conversation progresses?
To me.
What's that?
To me, it was different.
Okay, and what do you mean by that?
I felt the energy and the intensity.
So it felt like it got more intense?
Yes.
You said earlier he didn't seem happy, but you've said he's smiling. How do those two things both exist?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, I'll ask that a different way. So you said he's smiling. Was it a happy smile?
No.
And tell me what you mean by that.
He looked mad while he was smiling.
So he looked like he was mad, but he was smiling more as he got angry?
Yes.
What she's describing here is psychopathic rage. I mean, that almost sounds like a scene from one of the slasher movies where the killer runs around going like he's getting ready to, do damage. I don't understand how you get mad and you continue to smile. Obviously, that smile is not reaching his eyes, and she can read his intent, and it's very clear what his intent is. They're in a public place, they're at a bus stop, they're in front of her friends from school, and this man is fixing to do some pretty awful stuff. This is where I think if they're going to win the case, this is the testimony that I think is going to seal the win for her. This is just so sad. That's the only thing I can think to say about this.
And how would you describe the distance between you and your dad physically as this conversation is happening?
Can you explain it in a different way?
Sure. Were you standing on one side of the bus stop and he's still over by the sign? Are you standing super close to each other, something farther away, or something else entirely? How would you describe the distance between you and your dad during that conversation?
It was not too close, but not too far. And every time when I back away, he comes closer.
Okay.
He's coming at her. He keeps approaching. She can read in his eyes that he's not happy. She has to know what's coming. She's grown up in this culture. She's heard the stories. She knows who's coming for her and why, and that has to be terribly, terribly frightening to her. So she's standing by her boyfriend, and her father is approaching. And now she details the horrible things that happened, what she remembers of them, and it's not a lot. And I will explain why at the end of this clip.
I mean, what did he say about it?
He didn't say anything. I just knew that he looked really upset that I was standing by him.
Okay. So what happens next? After you're having this conversation, Isaiah is patting your back. Your dad's getting frustrated. And I believe you said he was getting mad. He's smiling more, but he's getting mad instead. What happens next?
The bus came.
Okay. What happens when the bus comes?
I tried to go to the bus.
And then what happens?
My dad grabbed my hoodie.
And what happened next?
I don't remember.
Okay. So your dad grabs your hoodie. Does he say anything?
Yes.
And what did he say?
My daughter.
Okay. Where is Isaiah during this?
Beside me.
Okay. Is Isaiah still patting your back, or is Isaiah doing something different?
Trying to push my dad away.
Okay. And this is after your dad has grabbed your hoodie?
It was during.
Okay. I know you said you don't remember much, so let me ask a couple of specific questions, okay? Let's take it in some bite-sized chunks. At the time your dad makes contact with you and grabs your hoodie, are you standing up, sitting down, lying down, or something else?
I was standing up.
Okay. And when your dad grabs you, is he still talking quietly, or is he louder at this point?
Louder.
And after your dad grabs your hoodie, let's go through some of the senses. What's the next thing you remember seeing? What are some of the images that you remember seeing?
I was seeing my hand reaching my neck.
And you said you saw your hand reaching your neck. Okay. Do you remember if it was light out or dark out?
Light.
And why is your hand reaching for your neck?
Because I knew my dad was choking me.
Okay. Do you have any other images that you remember during this period of time?
Yes.
What do you remember?
I saw darkness at first.
Okay. And when you say you saw darkness, what else do you remember?
Another
seeing? Any
image.
images that you remember seeing?
I saw Isaiah and a friend standing above me.
You saw Isaiah and a friend standing above you?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember seeing anything else?
I saw a lady holding a phone.
Did you know her?
No.
Are you sure about the order of events in which these images are that you remember, or just images?
It was just images.
Are you wondering why Fatima, someone who's been through this strangulation experience, might struggle to remember what happened? The answer lies in one word. It's a word I'm very familiar with. It's called hypoxia. Hypoxia is a condition where your brain doesn't get enough oxygen. In fact, hypoxia is a condition where your entire body doesn't get enough oxygen. And in this case, that's what happened in the immediate moments after he grabbed her around the neck. When someone is strangled, even for a few seconds, the flow of oxygen to the brain is severely reduced. The brain is incredibly sensitive to that, especially the parts responsible for short-term memory, like the hippocampus and the prefrontal cortex. Think of it like this. Your brain needs oxygen the way a fire needs air to burn. Take that air away, and that fire, or in this case, your memory, flickers and dies down. During those moments of oxygen loss, your brain simply can't process or store information normally. That's why memories may be fuzzy, disjointed, separated in time, or completely missing. Even after the strangling stops, your brain may still be struggling to catch up. It's like trying to write on a hard drive that temporarily shuts down. Nothing sticks. So if you or someone you know is having a trouble remembering a traumatic event involving strangulation, it's not weakness or avoidance, it's biology. It's your brain's way of protecting itself and trying to survive. Memory loss after trauma is real, but Healing takes time, and with time, that kind of thing will get better. This does not appear to be a profound long term memory loss for her, other than in the moments after the attempted strangulation. That, I think, may indeed be memory that is cabined off in the brain, trying to protect her from some form of PTSD. I don't know. But I don't know how you could listen to this and not have a great deal of compassion for that young woman and not be outraged that a father would do that to his daughter. I'll look at the cross examination in a separate video. I wanted to get this video out first. I'll look at I'll do the cross separately because I'm sure that given what I have seen just so far of the cross, it's as moronic as I would expect it to be. That's what I have for you today. I hope you found it helpful, interesting, or maybe both. If there's a subject you'd like me to discuss, please feel free to send me an email at the address above. If you like what we do, please feel free to subscribe and come on back to the beach tomorrow. I release videos every weekday, weather and work permitting. If you have the opportunity today, do a kindness for your fellow man. It makes the world a better place, one kind act at a time. And now, YouTube has some suggestions for other videos of mine that you might like.